out there in Videoland. It's PT, and I have Brickanista. She is on vacay, so I have here her little sig figure joining us. But to replace her, we have a wonderful co-host from LEGOMasters Season 3. Welcome, Tacos. How are you?
What's up? I'm excited to be here.
Well, thanks for joining us. We were excited that you said, yeah, I'll come out and hang out with you guys.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here. So
me neither. That's
I like to go with the flow. So let's go.
We'll do this. Hey, I was gonna say, now you're on the East Coast. Are you actually in New York?
I'm actually in New England. So I'm like 90 minutes. I'm like about 90 minutes, maybe 60 minutes from Boston. Oh, okay. 90, 60. Hold on. 70 minutes. Like I'm about 70 minutes from Boston.
Depending on traffic.
Yeah.
Same here in Southern California. You know, it's like, oh yeah, LA is about an hour away, but on Friday it's 3 hours. So.
I hear that LA traffic is insane. I hear it's probably the worst in the U.S. Is that true?
Yeah, I'll say we're definitely in the top 3.
Ugh.
But yeah, don't plan driving anywhere.
Yeah, work from home.
Yeah, work from home, exactly. Well, that's all right. Well, let's welcome our guest from Season 4. And we have joining us Chris and Jordan. Welcome,
guys.
Hey.
How
you doing, everybody?
Happy Taco Tuesday.
That's right.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Thank you. I like the acknowledgement. Wait, you're saying it for me, right? Because tacos.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, yeah.
You're sure. Yes. I want to hear yes.
Compliance is hard for me. Compliance is real hard.
Well, Chris, wait. Aren't you former military?
I am. Prior Army, are you?
No, my wife. She was Air Force.
Oh, good old Air Force. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
love to hear it.
Well, she always likes, what's their claim to fame is I think they have the most Commander-in-Chief trophies of all the.
They have the most. They have the most time in AC also.
AC.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's all right. Cool. Well, let's talk a little bit learn about you guys before we jump into the review here. So, I guess we'll start with Jordan. Tell me about where'd you start playing with the brick? What's your journey?
Well, I'm originally from Chugiak, Alaska, a little town just outside of Anchorage. So Chris and I are about as geographically far apart as it gets within the United States in our backgrounds.
Especially when we met also, though. So
yeah. So we had a lot of long, cold winters there. You do a lot of playing inside in Alaska, and we grew up with Lego since I was a little kid. We always got, that was like go around, shake the Christmas presents and try to find the ones that had just that right jingle to them. And so grew up building mostly castle and space stuff. Went through a dark age like everybody does in high school and college. But even through that, when I'd come home for Christmas break, I'd always spend at least one day of Christmas vacation in the basement building some big multicolored castle from all the childhood bricks. And then one day, like 12, 15 years ago, my mom sent me a link to this article about a guy that built a Ohio State football replica stadium. And I'm like, this is cool, but like, how did this guy possibly source, like these color coordinated? He made it all in the right colors. He's got like 5,000 seats. Like he must have bought hundreds of sets to get all these chairs. And like somewhere down in the article it says, he sourced most of his parts off of Bricklink. And I go, oh, Bricklink, that sounds interesting. What is that? And then boom, straight down the rabbit hole. And I was like, I can buy whatever I want in whatever color I want.
So that first month of discovering Bricklink, how much did you spend?
Not too bad. I was still kind of like
exactly cover your ears.
This is like back in
we don't talk about budget.
2009 recession. I had like my first adult job, but it wasn't paying that good, and I goofed up because I bought a bunch of black stuff, like thinking like, oh, these black bricks are super cheap. I could build this black castle. It's going to be awesome. And then I found out that like you can't tell what anything is when you build entirely out of black. And I bought a bunch of panels and stuff, and so it was a little bit of a lost cause. That stuff's in a shoebox I probably haven't touched in like 10 years. But that was like my entry back into Lego. I was living in Seattle at the time, and there's a really big Lego community here. As you know, we have the longest running convention in North America with BrickCon. Met some of the guys from ClassicCastle.com who also were writing for Brothers Brick at the time. Okay. And so Andrew Beecraft, the owner of Brothers Brick, he lives here and is in C-Lug. So it was like a really smooth transition into being an AFOL from there. And I just kind of took that ball and ran with it.
Well, thanks. Thanks for sharing. Chris, what about you? What was your Lego journey?
Man, so I never heard that last bit of Jordan's Lego origin. I'm just like, man, this dude just had such an easy life. No wonder you really are the softest boy. You are the softest boy. Like, no struggle whatsoever. Like, the hardest part of that story was, oh, winters were cold. Like,
I thought you were going to say the worst part was, with all that black brick and I built something and I can't see.
No, not even. I was just like, wow, winters were cold. Like, yeah, it's cold in New York too. Like, geez, man. But yeah,
I had to run away from moose, bro.
Yeah, right. Trying to just fill your pockets with Lego as you're running away from moose.
Yeah, that's you throw them out behind you. It trips them up.
Come on now. Come on. But no, yeah. Only child for most of my life, or most of my adolescence anyway. Once I was about 12, 13, my mom decided to remarry and have siblings. Like, who does that? Who waits that long to have more kids? Like, but yeah, growing up alone and in my youth, I just had television and Lego, and that would be my Friday with TGIF, surrounding myself with a giant tub of bricks and just going at it. I don't know if I ever had any actual talent. Like my planes are probably 3 bricks and 2 plates, and I was like, yeah, this is the Challenger. Like, here we go. But yeah, built with bricks for probably up until about junior high school, kind of probably similar to most people, and then went through a dark age period. Thought I was going to be athletic. Played a bunch of sports, started breaking a bunch of bones, realized maybe sports isn't for me. And then got into IT and the military. So yeah, really wasn't much time during that point for much Lego elements at all. But it was while I was in Afghanistan, maybe 2011, 2012 or so, I just stumbled upon, it might have been maybe Flickr or just something where it just had photos of something built out of Lego, but it didn't look like Lego to me at the time. And so I was just amazed by this. And somehow I started data tracking the source back to ClassicCastle.com. And then that's where I found that huge castle community that Jordan was a part of and some of the other people that he mentioned. And that's how he and I got to talking.
So when did you find Bricklink?
I found Bricklink probably about 2012, 2013, not quite as early as Jordan did. For me, I guess being from New York, I was more of the interpersonal hustling. So I was wheeling and dealing and trading stuff on ClassicCastle.com way before I found Bricklink. And but once I did find Bricklink, I was like, yeah, this is a lot easier.
That's how Chris and I got to meet each other, was on the buy sell trade forum of the Classic Castle website, and we were like trading minifigures. And I'm like, man, this guy's got a weird address. What is this? And it was like a military box. And he's like, I'm in Afghanistan. Like, this dude is hardcore. He's like got a Foot Locker full of minifigures under his cot.
I literally did. That was some funny stuff. So like when my team, when I was leaving, when I was finally getting back to the States, like for good, I had maybe like 5-6 Foot Lockers. And I'm like, how much, TA50 do you have? Like no one should have this much gear. You got to turn this in when you get there. I was like, no, this is going to my home. Like, that's illegal. That's contraband, Conway. Like, you can't do that. Really? I was like, no, all right, don't say anything, but this is Lego. And I would like open up the Foot Locker, and they were like, what the fuck are you, like, this is what you've been stashing under the bed this whole time? Like, what? Yeah, I was like, yeah, like, why not? The government's gonna pay for everything I ship back home anyway. Might as well take advantage of that and have 87 pounds of bulk brick.
Oh my word!
Wow. So you just paid for all that shipping. Sorry, a couple people saying hi to you guys here in the show. So.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, yeah, didn't know that was a thing.
I'm not even seeing the chat.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I forgot about it, but then I saw some buttons and I started clicking. Again, I'm new to this part of the show. I don't run the show that.
Like, we are so unprofessional, and I love it.
Oh.
That is awesome. So 87 pounds of Lego.
Oh, honestly, it was probably more than that. I was trying to be generous to what I actually shipped back.
Whoa.
So,
Yeah.
Did you? Wow. So did you get any grief from your crew there, or were they like
only when they had to help me like take everything to the post office to ship it back? Yeah, because no one knew. Like when at first I was in a tent, and so like there was no space for that there. I had maybe a small box or so, but then once I got my own room, like that was lights out. I had my 6x6 space, and I put my bed on risers, and I just had gorilla boxes under the bed. And that was it.
Oh my god!
And actually before Bricklink, like I was an eBay monster. Like that's where I was getting a lot of my stuff from.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I don't even know when the inception of Bricklink is, but yeah, it's come say 2010 to 12. Yeah, I was on eBay like crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot when I discovered Bricklink, but I didn't realize because I was like, buying $20 here with $5 shipping, $26, whatever. First month, over $1,000.
In the first month?
Whoa!
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. No.
PT,
Now
those
I'm
are rookie numbers,
in the car, not even on the couch.
Oh man!
Priorities, okay?
Yeah.
Yo,
you had a little son. Now he's a bigger son. But he was like, I was like, it's for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you managed that with the wife. I'm actually impressed.
No, it's a long journey.
That's what love looks like, PT. That's
there you go. That's exactly it.
Wow.
Hey, Tim.
Tim says, hey, all the guys. There we go.
Yeah, Tim.
Hey, there goes Tank. Yeah, it was funny. Tank was actually just at my house last night.
Was he?
Yeah.
Rick and Brad say no spoilers.
We're definitely talking about all the future episodes. Let's go. Ask the questions.
Does not violate anything.
Not violate anything.
Pip's probably watching right now. So
Pip is always watching. The eye in the sky.
You know what though? I've been messaging Pip, so maybe I should drop some bombs that way she could finally respond to me. So like, here we go. I think that's what we're gonna be doing.
Let's respect our contracts.
So I have a question. Do either of you build anything other than castle?
Let's hope so.
Yeah, more castles. What kind of?
I didn't know.
Honestly, I love to fig barf, so I do a lot of minifig, like nothing custom, but just putting different things together, seeing what combos work. Like, and I feel like that's a lot easier when I travel a lot for work, so it's really hard just to even find time to really dedicate myself to a 25-foot display that Jordan and I've been designing for the past 3 years. We're on the Van Wilder program.
I gotta say, this last episode, I was actually surprised that there was no castle.
So there, I want to say that there was a cat that had actually. It was one that likes knights or something like that. I forgot what the name of that kitten was. But I told Jordan at first to rush and grab that one. He was like, no, I want to grab the aquarium one. I was like, this guy.
Yeah, no, we got the castle out of our system right out the gate in the first one. Yeah, we had to branch out after that, prove that we could do something other than that. I've had fun.
Look how that turned out.
Yeah. I've had fun building sculptures a little bit more, like character sculptures recently. And in fact, I got a military nod there with Frank the Tank, my armadillo. It was like kind of happened during our audition process, like just a number of inside jokes aligned, and I wanted to make a military armadillo. So I was like, well, he's an armadillo, and he's like dressed up like Rambo. He's got hanging out in a bandana, So those are fun. And then I also like to do like the some Technic stuff and mechanized movements and stuff like that. But it's usually with the goal of incorporating them into my castle layouts. So, how can I make this gatehouse operational? How can I make chickens look like they're eating seeds off the ground? Stuff like that.
Gotcha. No, that's cool. I enjoy the hobby. I just venture out. You get inspired by something you see, either online or at a convention, and you're like, that is totally cool. And you take a picture, and then you're like, oh, and then you kind of make your own version of it, or try to change or just build off that inspiration. That's cool. Let's see. Brick Jedi says hello, ahoy hoy, and Grandma Blue Bricks says, love Armadillo.
He's a big hit among the rest of the season 4 cast.
No, that's all right. Well, if you want to jump, we can jump into, let me, hang on. Ta-da, see what this looks like. Hey, there we go.
That's us.
I'm trying to push a lot of buttons at a lot of times here. Let's see what happens. And there we go. So it was kittens. You guys had to build. I mean, when you first saw these, I mean, other than everybody going ooh and ah and how cute, I don't know. Unless you guys aren't cat fans. I mean, some people aren't. They're dog people. You know,
Right,
definitely more of a dog person.
No, y'all can leave. Everyone needs to love cats. Well, not cats, kittens. Okay, you get like 2 weeks, and then they turn into jerks. So everybody better love them when you see them.
That's true. Yeah, it's a very small window where they're tolerable.
Ridiculous.
Children.
I love cats. And I love kittens. They just make me sneeze a little bit. So
Suck it up for 2 weeks. Okay.
Wow.
2 weeks.
Hey, that's New York.
that's it.
New York, is that what that is?
Oh, that may be Bronx, isn't it? Is that?
Apparently.
Oh, no, I'm Bronx. You're Tacos. I don't know where you hail from, but I'm Bronx. You're Tacos.
Jamaica Plains.
That's all right. No, so this is looks. Kelly and Amy's their start with their cat and all getting excited. And
Yeah, Emily, it was the first time she's been excited on the whole show.
And then Tim and Tim.
This was like the kittens were distracting, but seeing the kittens in like Tank's like overall pocket, that was the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen a human baby that was as adorable as Tank loving on that little kitten.
Literally, he did not want to put that kitten down, and we were all for it. Like, it was so cute. So stinking cute.
You don't want him to put him down because then that'll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how did your cat? I mean, I don't know, because they all personality. Some are kind of mellow, some are very curious, some are just like crawling all over everything. I don't know. How was your cat?
Pretty mellow. I feel like wasn't
For the most
like
part.
a little demon cat or anything.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say demon, but the kind that'll look and then like crawl up anything. They just want to go up and they just crawl up your leg, up the table, whatever.
I don't think it made it into the show, but Jamie was having a moment trying to wrangle his kitten for one of the little promos they were trying to do. And it's like, once they get the claws out and the claws are in the suit and you're like, somebody come get this thing. And Jamie loves kittens too. So he was loving it, but we didn't have that problem with ours. Ours was pretty chill and was a good little demo model for us while we were trying to get our concept thrown together.
So were the kittens there just for the beginning process to understand the personality and then for a trial, or were they there the entire time?
Not the entire time, but they were definitely there throughout fairly frequently. For a number of segments, the kittens were definitely brought out, and we were forced to acclimate to our feline friends.
Yeah.
Did it really affect you guys build? I mean, did it really slow you guys down? Did you have to manage it, or could you just kind of like, okay, put you on the corner and build a wall between them or something?
Build a box, put them inside the Lego box.
No, they needed to be attended to. You can tell in most of these shots with the kitten there, somebody's got to have a little handle on them because they're going to wander off, and the build tables are kind of tall. You don't want the cat to like jump off the table. So but they would bring them in and out throughout the episode, and it was kind of helpful because you can get a feel for how much they were interacting with your build, or what the sizes were.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, and then of course they wanted to get the kittens in there for the episode, just kind of having them in the shot, different progressions of the build.
Yeah, having them come out every once in a while was definitely beneficial towards the building process for sure.
Now, I have to say, it must be obviously it's a whole different animal. So for season 3, they brought out the dogs. Anytime a brick hit the floor, they had to stop building to make sure that, the dogs were safe and that no one was eating any bricks or anything like that. Was there something similar to that in season 4?
I don't think it was quite that much. I feel like I've never had a cat. I've never had a kitten, so I don't know what their tendencies are. To me, I was in that same mindset the whole time. Was like, this thing is going to eat everything. Like, so we really actually, as much as without getting a spoiler to the end there of the episode, we actually built ours with the mindset of not having any loose parts that the cat could kind of chew off and get in it. We wanted it to be like something that you could leave this cat with this build for hours and not be worried about it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that
had it been completed, you mean, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that any of their teams really had that problem with the cats trying to chew on anything and
Nah.
anything off though.
Wow.
Not nearly as mouthy as a little puppy.
I was going to say something about cats are smarter than dogs, but you know, sorry, I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, but
okay.
I'm really a cat person though. My wife's the dog person. Yeah, I can see actually having the kitten on there to, especially, you know, your build, how you guys had the aquarium, how they can go up into it, you know, making sure there was enough space for them to maneuver and get through. Yeah,
that's kind of what we were thinking, was how big do we have to build each of the modules so that they had room to make their way through the passage, and, you know, making little steps inside the aquarium. Because I'm like, well, I know cats can jump, but this cat's not going to necessarily know that it's supposed to jump through a hole in the roof. So I probably need to give it something that's going to coax it to go up there. Sam and Nina did a great job of that with their build, having some stairs on theirs that led up to the second floor.
Yeah. So
yeah, whenever we didn't have the kitten, though, we just really used Jordan's neck as a measurement for how large the module should be.
That's why everything ended up so big.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
Can Jordan fit his head through here? It's good.
Yeah, we were like, all right, Jordan, I'll put my 2 fists together, you put yours on top of mine, and we will build around that. And that's kind of where we went.
That was actually what we did.
So something that we have to look forward to in other challenges, right? Just seeing, is it as wide as Jordan's neck? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too funny. So when they had the cat board up there, did you guys see a cat that you wanted, and did you try to go after it, or?
Yeah, I knew.
Jordan did. I tried running in the opposite direction, but Jordan definitely saw a cat he wanted.
I knew right away as soon as I saw the one that liked, because some of the traits, Nina and Sam, they did a great job, because theirs was really hard to actually build the traits for it. It was like lasers and like
human interaction.
And I'm like, I don't want to build that. Like, I don't want to. That doesn't sound. Nothing is coming to mind, right? So this one was like. And they really focused on the main trait on the episode, but there was actually 3 traits per kitten. And so this was like, you know, likes fish, likes this like high maintenance, and likes to look out lay in the sun and look out the window. So I was like, those are 3 things. Like, immediately I'm coming up with ideas, and I was like, this will be cool. The first challenge, we had seen those transparent panels. It's like, we can make an aquarium out of these as long as they have enough of them. And so that's kind of where we went for. And I actually had Christopher from Christopher and Robert's team. We both went for the same one. And he got to it first, but my hands are stronger because I ripped it away from it.
Wait, the case with all of them in? Oh.
They're all up on the wall, and we had to go get them. And we got to it at almost the same time. The thing started to go away. I grabbed it and I didn't know who was on it. I just yanked. And apparently he still has a scar.
Oh, wow.
It seemed a little passive aggressive with people ripping like the cat that they wanted.
We all love each other, but
wasn't as violent as season 3.
We did not crash through the actual table. I believe Stephen was referenced when they said we do not want to have anybody go through the props.
So they took
Emily says
There's
hi.
Emily.
Hi.
Oh man, that's crazy. I was just curious if if you really had a cat that you saw and you wanted to go out, and then if there was, it's kind of like I was thinking the dog episode last season. I think it was it crashed and literally crashed the table with leashes, and they all went everywhere.
Yep.
You had a bunch of smaller builders, and you just had crash. I
think we were told to power walk. There was no running allowed.
Yeah, they didn't allow running. Yeah, for that exact reason, Taco did not allow running.
If they tell you to power walk, then power walk. That's
Y'all
look. Some grab some stuff that you look a little passive aggressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think there's anything passive about some of those snatches. I'll tell you that.
No, one of my fiance's friends is watching it at work, and she texted it. Actually, she says, "I just saw Jordan tackle a grandma."
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Tim's Brick Adventures. He says it's why I stayed away from the board. He didn't want to get tackled.
No, I think he was trying not to crush anybody.
Literally.
He could have taken it.
And Emily says she just stood there like an angel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's Emily.
Yeah.
I just remember watching it. And I couldn't see who was going after what. I was like, okay,
Next time we need to edit a playback just to see, who's really
just a little bit
pulling back and who's actually going for it.
Kelly is pretty fit, so I think when the power walking Rochambeau was going on, I'm pretty sure she got nominated to be the one going for the plaque. We sent one person per team to go after it.
Oh, okay, and everyone else just kind of slowly walked.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Let me do real quick, since we kind of alluded to what it actually is. This is something Naomi started. She wanted to see the brief, because during the episode they never really tell you everything, and so we try to put it together, and you can tell us if we missed anything. So basically, it's Catropolis. You had to build a house for the kitten that reflected their interests, and then make it interactive and engaging for them. And you had 10 hours for the build. Was there anything else that they told you that we might have missed?
That was pretty much it. They wanted it to be non-hazardous. No, they didn't want us to build any kind of like sharp corners or.
Yeah, they specifically said no sharp edges on that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. And what's Emily saying here?
And it had to be contained within this provided base that they gave to us.
Right. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, I saw that base you guys had.
How large was that base?
Maybe not that. Maybe 3 feet, 2.5 by 3 feet. But it was octagonal or hexagonal, so it was a very odd shape to build within already. But
it was probably like somewhere between 2 and 3 feet diameter. Yeah.
Was there a maximum height limit?
No. Nope.
Oh, wow.
But we couldn't build out anything that hung out over the sides because
there was no overlap allowed of not even a single stud. That was a question I asked.
Karen says 30-inch hexagons. We were right in the middle there. 2.5 feet.
Okay.
So I know you guys reacted when at least that's the showing that they had of you guys. They cut to you guys and saying, "Oh, golden brick," and then they had more shots following, like that really motivated you, got you guys moving. I mean, are you both really competitive?
You might say that.
Look away, pick a spot on ground.
I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and we in my family we have this saying that the rest of the kids say, which is vote for me so Jordan doesn't win. Because I always win. I have to win. And Chris is even worse than me.
Very much so. Jordan and I have been in multiple fantasy football leagues, other hobbyist leagues, and he sees how cutthroat I get when the season comes on. Like it's out of control. It's out of control. Like, so first of all, I was like 2'7" until I was 35 years old. So I have Napoleon complex. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and admit that. Like,
now he's 2'8".
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's being generous again. It's being generous, but yeah. So no, like I'm like, yeah. Oh, you tell me I can't do something. Oh, I'm going to do it. Like, I remember, totally irrelevant, but I remember in junior high school, I wanted to learn how to play an instrument. I wanted to play the saxophone at first. Of course, I wanted to be cool. Like chicks dig saxophones. But then they're like, no, there are too many players for that. You need to choose another instrument. And so, about 5 instruments later, all I have left is the tuba. So I select the tuba. But my teacher tells me that I can't play that because the tuba is too big. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a tuba player. I'm going to be the best tuba player ever.
So hot.
Fast forward about a year and a half. I'm now first chair tuba player. And it's now time for marching band. And I had to wear a sousaphone. And at that point, I was like, oh, this is probably why she said I couldn't be a tuba player, not because of a lack of talent. It was, yes, I cannot carry this thing and walk around a football field. Like, no, I quit. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out.
Carry it in a shopping cart or anything like that? Support.
So I need to build a whole apparatus to hold it up for me.
So Emily says Jordan's so competitive he couldn't even let my card trick be successful. Is there a story there?
Yeah, we were playing cards one night back at the hotel, and we're Nina from Nina and Sam's team. She is just a card shark and absolutely ruthless when it comes to game of spoons. Talk about still having scars. We all have scars on the back of our hands from playing spoons with Nina. But Emily didn't do so hot at spoons, but she decided she was going to impress us all with a card trick. And so, like, the basis of the card trick is you have to have a partner that texts you what the card was. So she's like, shows me this card. She's like, everybody, here's the card. And she kind of like winks at me, okay, text me the card. And she puts it down, and I'm like, the Jack of Spades. And so she goes through this whole thing, and at the end of the thing she's like, is this your card? And it holds up the Jack of Spades, and everybody's like, no. We were dying laughing. It was like the 8 of Hearts or something. She's just like punching me. She's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, totally sold her out.
It was so worth it.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
That is too funny. Oh my gosh. Now, Jordan, I don't know, you're on a clock here, so are you?
I'm on the clock. Well, if you got one thing you needed to opine on before we get out, I got to go to a concert this evening, and non-negotiable. So
non-negotiable. Well, I want to keep you happy. Well, can I jump then real quick?
Yeah.
Give me 2 minutes. Where's your guys's?
We're kind of middle, front, right.
Oh, I have the builds in order they presented them, and now I can't even find where. Oh, here you are. Sorry. It's funny. Animal Shine gave us some of these slides, and some of them were just horrid, and they didn't even have complete sets. So some of
we didn't get a picture of ours either. So
so we pulled this from the show itself.
Yeah.
And it's not probably the best, but you want to talk about a little bit what we're looking at here?
Yeah. So we had the aquarium was the main kind of focal point of the build, and then the second thing we were going for was to have this really kind of like gravity defying sunroom up at the top, where that was the other element of the kitten, was that it would like to sit in the sun and look out the window. So like, how about a window way up tall where she can look out and see everything? And then I think Chris came up with the idea for the orange cube, which was to have like goldfish scales on it.
Oh, wrong one.
Yeah. And so we ended up, it wasn't super focused in on the episode, but we built everything in modules, and everybody was like panicking. They're like, are you guys going to have a build? Because we didn't have, it was like parts of it were just strewn all over the room. There's like stuff put on like the table behind us.
Accurate.
And then with like 15 minutes to go, we're like, all right, well, let's start putting everything together. Like, we're ready to go. And then we found out not that we found out, we just didn't really account for the table being 30 inches wide. And as you can see from how long that catwalk is, it's sitting up on top of it. I really wanted to set those modules like 2 feet apart. And so at that point, that's when we were like scrambling and, had to rearrange stuff and put it at angles, which was different than how we had kind of mentally laid it out. And we'd really only left ourselves barely enough time to set this thing up if it had gone the way we had thought. And then as soon as we hit the snag, it was like, we barely had time to throw some cross braces on the legs to like sturdy them up. And
seriously,
it was, probably another 30 minutes if they had gone like, okay, you guys, like, Chris is shaking his head no, because we had more ideas we wanted to do and we ran out of time for those too. But if we got to like oh crap, we're putting this together and it doesn't fit, and they said, we'll give you 30 minutes of grace time to figure out how to connect it, we probably would have come up with something. But we literally left ourselves no time. So big slap on the wrist for us, time management wise, to leave ourselves time for unaccounted contingency. But the other element of the build that didn't really get showcased in the show, it was shown depending on the cut, but you can just barely see the little twitching cat toy that's just above
came out of the top of the yellow.
It was like a fishing rod, right? Because the cat likes fish tanks and fish. So we did a fishing rod, and it was on like a random number generator with varying power levels on this motor. And so it was like this really organic, fun twitching movement. But in most of the judging shots, it was turned off. And I don't remember if we turned it off because of the noise of the motor or if the app just powered off in my back pocket and killed it. But that was like one of the best features. And also we had on the catwalk, like chasing lights.
Yeah, the runway lights going up and down.
And
I saw that.
Yeah, so we had some extra stuff in there. that I think hopefully is what got us through. But it was definitely a good lesson in time management, leaving ourselves some wiggle room at the end.
It was definitely a polished look. It was very clean. Yes, I noticed the lights like on the opposite side of the boardwalk thing, and then even the little kitty paws.
Those are Chris's.
That's adorable. That's freaking adorable. Holy cow. Cute. Cute. That's all I gotta say.
That's what we were going for, the idea of you could see this like on a shelf at Petco and buy it and bring it home. We wanted it to be like bold colors, really catch your eye from across the room.
Yeah,
So
we were gonna do a light lavender module as well, which is gonna be where the window, where the warm yellow cube is now. That was the intent anyway. But yeah, just too many ideas and not enough time management to actually execute all of that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that's a good lesson that'll carried well through the rest of the show. I don't know, so.
I have to
we
wait.
were just happy with how many puns we were able to squeeze into the episode. And when we say
we were happy about that. We were happy about that.
He's got a kitten in his pocket.
You could tell Chris was like totally zoned out at one point because I made a cat joke and he laughed at it. And that's when I was like, now I know.
I was delirious. There were some points where I was delirious. I was on. I don't even know if I could say this, but I was on at least like 12 Zyrtex and Benadryl. So like I was.
This was only the second challenge. How are you on that? Never mind.
The cats.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Being allergic to the cats.
So both of you are slightly allergic. Well, one of you more than the other allergic to the cats. That's crazy.
That's right.
But it was the kittens put off a little less dander than a full-grown cat. So luckily, it was something we survived. But
something to think about, for future applicants. Are you going to be allergic to, the next season?
Rabbits or snakes or whatever. I think they got to do like a armadillo one would be phenomenal.
They're gonna be pigeons. It's gonna be pigeons, birds.
Next year is gonna be pandas.
It's gonna be a bird. It's gonna be a bird handling episode.
Raccoons, trash pandas. It's gonna be trash pandas.
Trash pandas,
yes.
Trash pandas. I won on that one.
Yo, that's like one of my nicknames in my family is the Trash Panda.
Oh my gosh. So Lewis said you guys had one of the most creative builds.
Lewis is too kind.
AFOL After Dark, not sure who this Emily is, but this is my best friend, so Chris is an all-star, Emily says, and she also says they could use my chickens.
Emily does have some really cute chickens. They're like super fluffy chickens.
That is too funny. All right. Well, we can kick back on here. Jordan, sorry, I don't know if this is where you are with it.
I probably should bounce out. We'll leave you in Chris's good hands.
I just don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get in trouble either. More than you, trust me. So, but thank you guys for having us on. Really appreciate it. I wish I could stay on longer. I'll log in later and see how Chris does. Keep them in line while I'm out.
You can put all kinds of stuff into the chat or the comments afterwards, and correct.
Yeah, from the car. I'll be like jumping in there from the car.
There you go. Enjoy the concert, man.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you
Thanks,
guys.
Jordan.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
It was good meeting you on the show.
What was your name again? All right, see you guys.
We'll see ya. Oh, that's pretty good, Chris. All right. Well, we will jump into these. We can talk about all of these bills. The first one I think they reviewed was Emily and Kelly's.
So cute. So cute.
And I remember the comments are like, all these birds, because that was one of the things, like watching birds. And
yeah.
I thought they did a great job. You know what I mean? It's between the color balance that they have and just the repeated, bird pattern. I think speaks volumes to the amount of detail, attention to detail. Sometimes you could just scatter it with a bunch of birds, but they're all the same style bird, even though they're in different colors. So I thought that was really great.
Yeah. Oh no, it makes a nice theme, It's just the different colors breaks it up. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And of course the kitten's so cute just sitting there.
I know.
I was about to say, so I'm not sure I actually haven't seen any of the episodes. So I'm not sure what they showed, but obviously they're in the studio. The kitten was very pleased with that build. So I thought that was like just a kudos to their exceptional building on this one.
Yeah. I think at one point the cat was like walking across the cat.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
very engaged in that. Let's see who's up next is Tim and Tim with Iggy's Treehouse.
So this is the one that they said that the cat liked other animals or something like that, right?
Yeah, because I think there's birds and there's is it a bear and
squirrels.
There were a few other there were a few other like forest creatures in there for sure.
Yeah, the little cat sign, little sign off skewed is really cute. And then you have the signature owls, because that's definitely Tim.
That's definitely exactly. I was about to say that's Tim Owl for sure.
Yeah. Oh, they added a little platform. I just noticed a little balcony or something like that.
with the pinata, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
That's a pinata hanging out there, yeah, and the cat would pop through on the balcony and you can swat the pinata, which
so
I thought
crazy. So you guys didn't build on this actual octagonal weird shape. I'm sorry, I don't know geometry right now. So you guys didn't actually build. You actually had to transport it to that table, yeah?
No. They brought this to the top of our table. We were building on top of it for the most part, and then from there, they gave us a few minutes to then transport it, over to the display area at the front.
Isn't that terrifying? Just
Yes.
rolling it, and then sometimes you have to go over cables, over the little rug. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Apparently, again, like I said, unfortunately, I haven't seen it, but I was getting teased because I gave Alex some side eyes as he was attempting to help us, considering all the dangers and obstacles you just mentioned in transport. So yeah, that was Alex. If you're watching, I love you. I'm sorry.
yeah, funny.
Cute.
Let's see. Here we go. Karen and Amy's build.
Karen and Amy's. Oh, I remember they had something spinning up top. I think it may have been butterflies or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I know the original idea was to do something very butterfly oriented, but I know they had made a pivot. I remember in here, I remember liking all the little mushrooms. They had like a lot of like brick built foliage and mushrooms in this build, and I remember really enjoying that. I'm not sure if that was shown though.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see with the angle, especially like with this shot. It's like you get mostly glare. I can see the cat, and then I can see one stump.
Yeah. I don't.
4 butterflies up high, Grandma Blue Brick says.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can imagine. Well, I remember. Yeah, they could go inside the big trunk, so I thought that was actually really cute. So they could go in and around.
And they had 4 bugs spinning down low. They said.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah. So this one seemed really playful, but this one was also a little bit like it's kind of hard. You putting how many teams did trees?
3.
That's hard.
It was, yeah.
That's hard. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
at that point, it's like your tree has to have some kind of feature that no one else does have. So at that point. So
let's see, Nina and Sam, and they had their laser tag.
This was like super retro looking.
It was great for it. I was hearing that they didn't really showcase their human interaction features though that were pretty much on the top floor of this build, which I thought was just strange considering they obviously won for just having everything just incorporated for their cat. But they had a lot of playful features. So that back window there was essentially so you could pet the cat through it. And then they had like small like finger holes to kind of taunt the kitten through the bottom of that floor there, which I thought was just super creative.
Yeah, no, interactive, not just the movement that they had with their motion and laser spinning around.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that is really cool. I did get a shot. I had to highlight the pictures on the side. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. It was funny to hear Jamie taunt Will Arnett about the whole gray hair kind of thing. I thought it was like, oh, okay, he's not. Yeah, you never really hear the Brickmasters like come up with some kind of a joke, So it was interesting to see that. But it was really polished. Something as simple as adding the frame to these pictures. It says a lot about their details.
Yeah, it definitely makes it pop as well.
Absolutely. So really well done.
Yeah, Grandma Blue Brick says it was very interactive, their build.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Poppy and Ben in their paint can.
I loved this one. The only thing I didn't like is the fact that I was unable to really see it at the time of judging, just because we were
So far.
all behind the build.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting a chance to walk around this one, that one was definitely one of my favorites. I just thought the idea was so creative.
Yeah. Really cute. They really thought like completely out of the box with this one.
And
So.
and I remember they had something going on in the floor to really like attract the kitten. I can't recall if like how well that worked, but just the idea and the execution of that, I was really impressed with that.
Was it some kind of light feature? Do you think?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Is that why it's translucent? Interesting.
I have to laugh. Debo Brick says, were there any rules against making mech suits for kittens?
Man, wow, that would have been really good, but unfortunately, there was no kitten that liked Gundam, so that's probably why no one really thought of it. But yeah, they were. You know what? I'm sorry, Debo. These kittens were basic as hell.
Yeah. This was a really beautiful build. Like they did a magnificent job.
Hell yeah.
It's hard to pick who the top builds are because there's so many.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was a dance floor, so there's like a disco. There was like a disco light on the bottom of the floor.
Lights.
Thank you, Lewis.
Yeah,
Really beautiful.
saying that it had lights.
Really beautiful.
That is totally cool.
I think their only mechanism was that little first bottom right. I think that was the only thing that was
a little mouse on the table. I think was rocking. Is that what I think it was?
Is that what it is? Is it a mouse?
I thought it was a mouse. Maybe not. But I remember it was a little. It kind of rocked back and forth.
Yeah, it rotated. Yeah.
Let's see. We have Paul and Nalita in their fire truck.
I automatically I just think of like kids' children's beds. So I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. They're really good with building something iconic.
Very exactly. Like this was very recognizable. You could distinguish it and see it from, and it was so the scale you could see it clearly from across the room. So I thought this was great.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah.
I have to laugh. Debo comes back in and says, "Fluffy Voltron is now my goal." Oh, and Lewis said it was a spinning rat on the table there.
Spinning rat.
Was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emily concurs.
That's really cute. Yeah.
But
yeah. They knocked it out of the park with this one. It's simple. It's extremely simple, but it's the brilliance of, I'm not sure how far they came up with this idea, like how quick they came up with this idea, but yeah, definitely, I think they did a great job with this one.
Agreed.
This is where you need to build a little brick fire hat for the kitten.
Yeah.
That's right there. Or at least have it on the side.
I feel like Peter would have gave us a slap on the wrist for that one, PT, but maybe. All
right. Oh man! So we have Aubrey and Ryan,
really cute,
and their catwalk.
This one was really cool because they had a lot of cool ideas. I don't know if you can see on the side. So it was meant to like mimic like a closet, and their kitten was like a fashionista and like preferred princess treatment. So they also had like the the runway with all the clothes and designs and things like that. So like I thought, and the crown, I'm pretty sure the crown spun as well.
Yeah.
On here, and I think they had another movement feature on this too. So yeah, it came out really well.
Yeah, there was a lot of movement here. Very pretty. They had light work, they have movement, and aesthetically, like they have like all the colors, not the colors, the color theory, like down to like a science here.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a beautiful job.
Now, Emily
very
said
good color blocking.
That went up fast. Was she talking about this build, or was it the Paul and Nalita's?
I'm not too sure. Quick, that went up fast.
Yeah, their build. I don't know who went fast. And then Emily says this is adorable.
Yeah.
Catwalk.
That door is actually pretty impressive.
The door was great. That, like I see, when they were putting that one together, I was like, this might be my favorite part so far.
Yeah, just look. I didn't even notice the door before. I'm noticing the door now. So this is like almost like Monsters Inc. Kind of thing.
Right.
I'm walking into right now. So this is pretty cool.
Oh, funny. We have Allison and Melanie up. Here they go with their.
Oh, that's right. They're the cookies. This one was super cute too.
Super cute. Yeah. They have that.
The brick built food is Allison's forte. So I mean, anything regarding that, she's going to crush, and she did it again with this one as well.
Yeah. If it was larger, I think she could have definitely had the top two. It's just so freaking cute. So freaking cute. Did they have any lights or movement though?
That I don't recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think like that dollar bill that's hanging down. I think kind of
Swayed.
Yeah, I think it, but I think it was just free floating where you can hit it. The cat could bat at
Oh,
it.
it would dangle. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cute.
it kind of dangled there.
This is something that I could see at a Legoland. Not gonna lie,
For sure.
Legoland Discover something like that. This is something that I could see there. Beautifully built.
Yeah.
Everything is like super intentional. You can't fake it with this. So I thought that was beautifully done.
Yeah, Grandma Blue Brick says Cash was swinging on the chains.
Dang.
And we have Christopher and Robert's build. Here we go. Sir Fluffington's Abode of Fire and Ice.
This thing was crazy. Like it was. I mean, the two of them are just great, and this build was definitely a testament to their energy levels. Like the movement on this was just so wild, but it was great.
I gotta say, Chris and Robert, they say they're not mock builders, but it's a force to be reckoned with.
Here's the thing, and I said this probably like very early on before we even got to the first episode. The thing with Christopher is that he's built every set. Sure, exactly. he's not a mock builder, but he's built every set. If you give them it's in his head. Mm-hmm. All the techniques that are in every instruction booklet, you give him enough time, he's going to be dangerous.
Yep. Someone had mentioned like, oh yeah, LEGOMasters, that they're picking people that aren't mock builders. He's not a mock builder. Some that join the show aren't mock builders, but the creativity, that's something that gets unlocked throughout the stress of the show. I'm sorry to say.
You can't say he's not a mock builder and then have him bust out that gorgeous pagoda on the first episode. Are you kidding me?
That looks like a set.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, you learn techniques. I mean, that's probably one of the best things when you buy a set. You build it, and then I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'll stop and I'll kind of play with parts and kind of like, oh, this is neat how they put this together. I go, I've never thought about that,
Exactly.
And then, of course, I'm going to, after I build it, if, I usually part it out anyways, goes in the collection to turn into something else.
Right.
But yeah, that's a lot of set building is like that. But yeah, I remember they had a lot of motion, a lot of movement. Things were spinning. The fish were all, I think all the sushi on the
sushi were jumping as if the fish were still alive. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I could actually look at this for a while because there's so much to look at. So like you can't, the human eye, like right now, just looking at it, like, where do I focus on? Because there's so many cool features, but I can understand as to why they were like, oh yeah, pull back a little bit because there is so much to look at, but they have really awesome techniques. Like
tons. Like I said, it was so good. So good.
And Lewis says he must mean Christopher is a robot and he motorized everything.
Oh no, he memorized
every manual. Sorry.
Every Lego instruction booklet is in his head. You know how like us normal people, we scan them for points. He scans them for technique memorization. Like it's all being cataloged. So that's it. Like.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, there's at one point I ran up to Christopher and I was like, Christopher, what is this brick? And he was like, that brick has been in 11,617 sets.
No.
Here's the element ID number. No, I'm just kidding.
No, okay. Like, no way. I mean, there's someone I know, Robbie, he's the minifig guy. But he can tell you, he's like, no, that minifig came out in, he'll get the year, or he'll say it came out with this wave of sets. I mean, he just knows that's his niche.
That is crazy.
It is. He is like a human encyclopedia of minifigs. So, Lewis and Alex and Sid Shed.
I freaking love this build.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This to me looked like a preschool classroom. So
exactly.
It wasn't really for a cat. It was for kids. But kids and cats and kittens are very similar. So, and I myself have a very short attention span. So I will gladly live here as well. So,
yeah, I'll say this was a playroom that I wanted to be a part of. Like I was like, get the kittens out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not that tall anyway. I think I could make this work. I could make this work. But then here was the problem. I gave Alex that side eye and he told me no. So then here we are.
I do have to laugh. I think the idea of stealing the dog's bone, that is classic.
Yeah. No, they did a really cute job. Even for something as simple as the welcome mat. It's just little details like that. And they definitely hit the scale. They said that they wanted to build the biggest. And I think, is this the largest one?
This may actually, I think this may have been the largest build. Yes, probably this and Paul and Neolita.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those two probably were the most iconic from a distance.
Yes.
I have to apologize. I have an incorrect slide.
Not Lois.
Yes, Lois, not Lewis, not Lois. Sorry about that.
No. You have Luis.
So I will fix that.
Yeah, no, this is an awesome build. So we're used to seeing, this motion, but having the motion of your little, what are those, meerkats or something?
The whack-a-mole.
The whack-a-mole, that I thought that was really good to bring that in for a second challenge. Good for you guys. Even though it's a simple mechanism, but it's something that hasn't really been featured
at all
this season. So that's really good that you guys were the first ones to pull that out. So Mike, come in.
I would have to say motorization just kind of became right out the gate. I mean, that's normally somewhere mid-season. All of a sudden, it's like boom. Yeah. I think in that first episode, there was some things that are motorized now here, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I wish you were still on, because that was totally Jordan's fault. And when you speak to other people, they can tell you that was absolutely Jordan's fault. Like, we were just going to do a very simple boat, and Jordan's like, but I learned this. I want to put a motor in here. And I was like, all right, fine, you do that while I do this. And he's like, but I think I could do 3 more. And I was like, you can't do that. And then as he's doing that, I think actually, I'm just going to call him Louis now. And Louis and Alex saw that. And then they were like, we're going to do something too. And then other people it just became a thing. And you're going to see that throughout the season. Like it was insane.
Yeah. That's crazy. The bar just, it started high, and it's just, keeps going.
And you know what's the worst part is that season 4 doesn't even get to see season 5, or maybe season 5 people don't even get to see season 4 challenges. You know what I mean? They're already in the process of filming.
They're already in it, yeah.
So they don't even know what how high the bar is. So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. Y'all setting the bar high.
Well, so those are all the builds, and so we had the top 2 teams they announced. And so we know, and then, of course, the golden brick was online. I think I brought that up. I forgot if I did.
You did, yeah, you did.
All right. And I think both of these builds were amazing.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, though, that even better than all the builds that were in that episode, Sam's shirt. Boy.
You like his shirt?
It's a good-looking shirt, man.
Well, here's a close-up shot, because the winning team for this and the winner of the golden brick is Nina and Sam. So it's that shirt. So is it collared?
It's a button down. It's a wine-colored shirt. These pictures don't even do it justice. I'm telling you.
I think it's like an East Asian style shirt. No.
It might be. I can't remember how the sleeves were, only because he has them rolled up here. But
the collar itself, it's not like regular lapel kind of thing. So.
Yeah, very, very clean shirt. Yeah, like if once you guys get him and his mom on here on the show, he'll probably be wearing it. Actually, he loves the shirt. He loves it.
So I gotta say, I'm slightly disappointed. This super adorable episode. Everyone did an amazing job, but Nina grabbing that golden brick, what an amazing opportunity to actually have her featured, just holding the golden brick. Usually they put the prettiest, youngest girl. Not the youngest, but they usually have someone very effeminate looking. Not that Nina's not effeminate looking, but just the show beauty and grace, at all ages across. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, I even sent Sam a message. I'm like, it would have been nice to have her featured just
a little.
It really would have been.
Yeah, she's funny because she's all business. She walked up there and she goes, "Ooh, this is shiny," and then turned and walked directly back. Hands it to Sam, and you can't really see it in the shot, but it's in his hand. She just handed it to him, and
very proud. Yeah,
very much. She's
well deserved from the beginning. Like as soon as you see just the frame, just the basic bones, how structurally stable and strong it looked. He's just a very polished, very clean builder. Seems like he knows what he's doing. Meanwhile, I just faked every, brick that I placed on. So good for you guys. Good for you guys.
So no wonder we get along then, Tacos. We're alike.
No, Chris, you've been building for how long now? You know what I mean? Like you have doing this for like 10 years, and you have like all different skilled builders coming into LEGOMasters, trying to put their best foot forward, and you could see the skill level and the amazing talent that I'm seeing this season. Just really impressed.
Yeah, everybody was great, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, so we have our winners, and now we have our bottom two teams. Chris and Jordan, what happened?
Look, we didn't calculate for the safety of Princess Penelope, and that, you know what, it was as we got up there, I had already told him. He was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, no, we almost killed our cat. Like we are definitely going to be at the bottom too. Like, yeah, I don't know who else is going to be there with us, but yeah, we're in dangerous waters right now, my friend.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's funny because I can see, building in parts like that, which I think was actually really smart. But yeah, I think that whole like connection piece that, sometimes I've done builds where I build something and then I'll build something else. Then when I'm trying to bring them together, I have to tear apart.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes you think about ahead of time, how you're going to connect them and bring them together.
Yeah. And there was no planning in terms of that. We had the modules we were going to do. We had heights and ideas, but then coming to that point of, all right, we'll dedicate the last, hour to 30 minutes or so to putting everything together. And that was clearly not anywhere near enough time for us.
Yeah. On the time manager side.
Either way, your build was spectacular. It was so it was so polished. Like it looked like exactly how you guys said, something that you could pick up at Petco.
That's
what we were hoping for. I don't have a cat, so what are the cat trees or something like that? I guess what are they called? Something like that, or just like So that was the idea we were going for, and it's funny because Jordan was saying, if we had 30 more minutes, we could have done that. No, that is a bold-faced lie. If we had 30 more minutes, we would have tried to do the light lavender module as well. Like we would have tried to build 2 more modules if there was any more time in that challenge, as opposed to trying to actually get it connected properly and as we wanted.
I think probably the most difficult part in the judgment process is that your build looked simple, and I'm sure it wasn't simple. Like building the fish tank, it looks so clean. It made it seem as if it was like such few amount of pieces. So I think the judgment part was a bit hard there.
Yeah, I think a better word is clean. Yeah, I think it was very clean looking.
So thankfully, like I said, I haven't seen the episodes. I'm not gonna say thankfully, but I haven't seen the episodes. But I will say that while it may have looked like that, our kid actually loved the aquarium. So I think that may have played an unseen factor in us being saved. Because the kid literally loved the aquarium. She was in there looking around, trying to get to the areas where the fish and the gravel and the the seaweed and kelp kind of things were. So I think that had to have played a factor in allowing us to stay.
Yeah.
Spot the Magic Ninja says hello, friends, and then Debo saying hi, and everyone's saying hi to each other there in the chat.
Aww.
So sadly, there is someone we had to send home. Oh, I hit the right button. There we go. And there's Karen and Amy holding hands. I thought it was sweet as they walked out and everyone said goodbye.
They're amazing.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's always too soon.
See, I was about to say it's always too soon for everyone. I mean, I felt that way about Brad and Mike in the first episode. So
So Chris, what's next for you? What are you doing now? Where do you plan on, besides this 10-year build project you got going on with Jordan? Which
10, jeez, man! Like you just added like 5 years to my age out of nowhere, man. Like, dang, I thought we were friends.
I say 10 years, 10-month build.
No, see now you're being too ambitious.
Too much.
Now you're being too ambitious. Let's meet in the middle somewhere. Meet in the middle. Jeez, man. But what's next? Really, probably just trying to find time to put boots to the ground and actually get that build more progress on that. Bought a house less than a year ago, so still getting all that situated. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, it's just a lot just going on in life. What do you say? That's a marriage.
That's a marriage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if it was the 10 years or the 10 months.
Well, 10 years would be a common law marriage, so I mean, it could be either or at that point.
That may be
But
where.
but yeah, what's funny is that it's definitely going that our 2-year project is definitely going to be a 5-year project because it's not going to happen next year because Jordan is deciding to get married. Like who does that, Tacos? Who does that?
The
Who
monster.
does that?
The monster.
Yeah, craziness, crazy talk. And then the year after that, I mean that's probably our goal at this point. But it'll depend on how much the wife allows.
Is this another castle?
Yeah, what do you mean another castle? You haven't seen a first castle from us. Where did we get another from?
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Well, so I probably I find groups when they do it, you get motivated if you like say, okay, we're gonna take it to this convention. So then you have a deadline.
Oh no. So we're the plan is 2024 BrickCon.
Oh, BrickCon. All right.
Yeah, because that's a local one. So
are you in Texas or where?
I'm in Texas. Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
Okay, so you're coming up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I normally go to BrickCon.
Wait, BrickCon is in Port.
Seattle.
How is that local? That's not local.
To Jordan.
Okay. I thought he was in Alaska.
No.
I need to learn my geography. I don't know.
On your way to Alaska, you might stop at
He lives in Instagram. That's where he lives. That's it.
This is where he's from. And his parents and half of his siblings are still in Alaska. But he's been in Seattle for 10, 15 years now.
Nice. All right. So we're saying BrickCon 2025.
4. Oh wait, 5. Sorry, you're right. 5.
2025. You guys will be having this big reveal of the castle. All right.
Big reveal, correct.
It better be big enough for all of us to fit inside of it, right?
Oh yeah, no. It's.
I mean, you'll definitely fit, but
I'll definitely fit. You weren't supposed to so readily agree to that, okay, Tacos? All right, you're not supposed to co-sign that so quickly.
You gotta be on your feet.
So, can you give us any hint of what it's the theme, or I mean, what besides castle? I mean,
taco themed castle.
So the underlying theme is yellows versus fleshies.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because Jordan is all about the classic, yellow, jaundiced looking Lego minifigs. But I'm all exactly. Yeah, and that's not me. So, and we've been having this battle, and actually that's how we became friends because 2011 was like the Lord of the Rings line coming out, and so for me, I was like, hey, I've been buying minifigures by the hundreds off of eBay. I don't want any of these yellow parts. Send me all your Star Wars and flesh tone parts, and I'll just send. And that's how he and I really just got into trading so often and so much.
Oh wow! Well, then you'll be nice. They just came out with a tan? There was some. They're coming out. You're
talking about Cho Chang?
Well, there's a new tan color. It's like a
the warm tan.
Yeah, the warm tan. So now there's like 6 flesh tone colors that they're saying these are the ones, and which I'm actually excited because then we'll start seeing more coming out.
Absolutely.
That I'd love to see sets like that.
Yeah,
that's kind of why I have a small friends collection because of that.
For that exact reason. Okay, yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. Because you're right. Jaundice minifigs. So.
That's literally what I call them. All right, Tacos. Where do you stand on the yellows versus fleshies, Tacos? We need to know this. We need to settle this debate.
So my sig fig is normally yellow, but when I do STEM classes at conventions, I started using flesh tone. So
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so basically you're 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the doors, that's what I heard.
And I like to bat for both teams.
Well, that's what I said. I heard Switzerland is what I just heard. Okay.
And Emily's apologizing because apparently she got distracted. So
were there laser beams involved, Emily?
I was just about to say, Emily distracted. Wow, that's crazy talk.
And Spot says, "I like it when friends don't like pepperoni, and I get to reap the benefits."
That's exactly what it was, Spot. Exactly what it was.
Oh, that's too funny. No, that is good. Well, that's good. I'm looking forward. So yeah, because I tend to go to BrickCon. Cascades is we lost Bricks LA and Bricks by the Bay went on hiatus here in California, and so
I heard about Bricks by the Bay going down. That's unfortunate.
yeah, and the year before Bricks LA.
I thought Bricks by the Bay is coming back though. No, didn't I hear that?
They're on hiatus. I don't know. I'm not that close to the group, to find out. I just hear through the grapevine. So I've been going to Cascades.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Bricks LA was done. I think I just found it out recently from Shy Time. Yeah, not too long ago. So
it was really 2022. It was a really nice. It was very intimate because of COVID was still kind of around, so they didn't have a public. It was, it was like 150 AFOLs, and it was so cool because you'd be going and you're like, oh my gosh, how did you build that? And since there's no public, they're like, oh, I'll show you. They pull it off and they're da 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 da. And this is how the connection works. I'm like, that is totally cool,
Heck yeah.
And so it was very intimate. I will say though, I do have a phone call Thursday with Aileen to talk about bringing it back. So we might have a reboot. We'll see. So,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. No, but I can get behind the whole flesh tone, versus jaundice. I like the jaundice. I'm gonna have to steal that jaundice.
Do it, man. I'm telling you. I'm like, he pulls out his many, like we do fig bars and we'll show each other photos and stuff. And I'm like, your group looks sick, man. Your group looks sick. I don't know.
I like that. I have to go with that. Wow, that is too crazy, too funny. Wow. Well, let me we wind down here, and before we finish off, I'll just say real quick, if you want to follow Jordan, he's AK Brickster on Instagram. If you want to follow Chris there, he's Boogie Down Bricks on Instagram. And my guest co-host, Tacos, you can find her at Lego Tacos Burritos on Instagram. And you can follow me, p.t.mcEwen on Instagram, and you are listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to send some snail mail, you can send it to the Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 87232, Vancouver, Washington, 98687. Chris, I will let you go out. Any final words? Final thing?
Nah, man. Yeah, like just keep on building, have fun. Be friendly, be kind, be welcoming. That's about it. Enjoy what you do.
Well, very nice. Chris, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me, truly. Thank you for having me.
Jordan, I hope you enjoy the concert. And Tacos, thank you for co-hosting with me and keeping us all
you were a wonderful guest host, Tacos. Thank you.
Well, my weird comments, yeah. I don't know. I was just faking it, so I don't know how to. I couldn't pull up the comments or anything like that. How can I co-host?
You just go with the flow. That's what I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And like they like to say on the Brickanista broadcast, may the clutch be with you. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Hey, it was a good show. All right.
So one thing you just need to edit out